first show back in several months. I don't think I've been on this show for weeks. Griffith, you're here though, amazingly.
The fact that you're here is amazing. And how did I ever take vacation the same time you were gone? That's like a waste of a week.
I know.
What a mistake.
What a mistake. Absolutely. It's a great show. A lot to talk about. A lot going on this weekend as we get ready for the 4th of July holiday. Our good friend Scott Schweitzer, who has also been out doing stuff and having adventures. He's with us here because we're going to talk about the Richie McGowan Memorial, the 5th annual Richie McGowan Memorial coming up this weekend at Bakersfield Speedway. But first off, Griffith, did you get a chance to follow anything going on in the world of racing over the weekend? Or
Very little.
Very little.
Yeah, it was a staycation, workcation.
So you were just busy.
Other than a couple of days at Lake Success, which actually has water in it.
And you were spotted by one of our viewers, Tim Carey.
Carey was up there. Yeah, we were on the dock there loading up the party boat for a day on the water. So.
Nice.
So he was up there enjoying the water too. It was a nice weekend there, and then after that it was all staycation, workcation.
Well, you know what? Don't you have like another wedding at your facility that you got to deal with?
Possibly in
Possibly.
June.
All right. Well, it's a marriage venue now. Your southern
apparently.
state there. By the way, the all area team starting to shape up. We talked about. You can follow us, by the way, on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter, and of course on YouTube. And I also think, Griffith, we're going to bring back the Power Hour page. Well, you can actually see the Power Hour page in print tomorrow or on Thursday in Bakersfield, California. And don't forget to pick that one up. Driver of the Week, any ideas on that?
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe Ricky Childress.
Was that his first win of the season in the modifieds?
In 2016, I believe so.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's been struggling a little bit, so it was good to see him break through.
All right. Well, so Ricky Childress Jr., who was an all-area selection last year, getting his first big win on the modified. There's Griffith right there.
Yeah.
What happened to that video, by the way? Did you ever post that video?
It's in the server, so I know it's safe. I'm not sure what else is safe.
Not sure what else is safe. Let's talk. We got Scott here with us now. Let's talk about the big Richie McGowan Memorial. There he is. This is the man that was near and dear to you, right?
Absolutely. Richie was he's a good friend to anybody that raced at the Bakersfield Speedway. Big, huge, kind-hearted guy that's helped a lot of teams. It's really probably pretty hard to go through the pits and find a race team that he hasn't helped or been a part of. So we're just happy to be able to put on this race each year, and it's crazy to think that this is our 5th one that Richie's been gone this long. So really looking forward to another great event.
What do you? So we're gonna have the big fireworks show.
Yep, our annual fireworks show, which is notoriously the week before the 4th of July. Yeah. So we got a great night of racing for modifieds for 1,000 to win, and then the hobby stocks, they race 32 laps in honor of Richie's number 32, and it's a little different paying purse and all that, and then we end. And what's cool about our fireworks is we'll run a couple of main events, and then we'll shoot the fireworks off.
Nice.
And then we turn the lights back on, and then we have a couple of more races.
So do you have a plan for that yet? Is it going to be sport mods first, or are you going to run sport mods and modifieds later? I mean,
usually the hobby stock races last the 32. So we'll probably run Americans and sport mods, do the fireworks, and then come back with modifieds, and then end it with the hobby stocks. So still working on the schedule. It's kind of tricky because we want the fireworks to go off after 9 o'clock. So we gotta juggle all that and get it all to fit.
Absolutely. Competitive wise, is this, we said $1,000 win the modifieds, right?
Right.
What does that do for the field? I mean, we've seen again, we've talked about this all season long. So much parity out at the Speedway this year. Do you expect that same kind of level of parity going into it?
Well, two things. They're racing for 1,000 to win, and the other thing is to win the Richie McGowan Memorial. A lot of the racers know Richie, worked with Richie, he helped them, so it's an honor for them to take the trophy home, which we had some real cool trophies made, something pretty unique for it, so to win that race. So we know, and all the classes that are running is a redraw format. Nice. So a guy from out of town can come, show up, pill draw for his heat race, and then redraw for the starting main. So it doesn't have to think, I haven't been running for points, so I don't have a chance at winning. So that's another advantage for people coming from out of town, because we do get a lot of visitors, because Richie traveled all over and raced and has helped a lot of people. So a lot of people show up for this one.
So when does Tina get involved with the awards and everything?
Well, Tina and Brad had the birth of their twins, and the rumor on the street is she's going to make her debut back in a sport
Oh,
mod
really?
at her dad's race this
Nice.
weekend. So we'd love to see that. Tina's a great competitor and always tough to beat, in the sport mod. So we're looking forward to seeing if that happens
Griffith?
and seeing her on the track.
I'm giving you an assignment right now. That's a good story, buddy.
Absolutely.
That's a great story. Twins, and then back into the car on Richmond. Are you writing that down?
No.
Okay.
I'm writing down that next time, make sure you take your vacation when Lewis is not on vacation.
Not on vacation. As I said, mentioned, IMCA Modifieds, always a great show when you have the IMCA Modifieds and the sport mods running. But of course, the hobby stocks will be the one that people can keep an eye on. American stocks. Ticket price is $18, but you get the fireworks as well. $16 military, and $8 for kids 6 and 12, or from 6 to 12. 5 and under are free. And of course, Griffith,
Camping and parking are free.
thank you very much.
Air conditioning is extra.
Gates open at I think 4 o'clock.
Gates open at 4. First race 6 p.m.
All right, very good. Since we have you here, we were just talking earlier about some safety issues, and it's one of those things that every track owner's got to deal with. It. We were showing, if you go on our Facebook page and you kind of scroll down about halfway, you'll see a video that I posted from Paris Auto Speedway where they had a sprint car get loose and go over the fence. Worst case scenario for any track owner. I mean, again, safety is a key. What do you try to do to kind of prohibit those kind of things from happening? Obviously, you're a smaller track, as we talked about before the show. Paris is a lot larger. But what are some things you have to do to make sure that everyone's safe, I guess?
Well, in the dirt world, it's track prep. A wet, heavy track is a big key player to that. Open wheel cars, they're notorious for getting upside down like that. So our track is smaller, so they don't get the speeds. And so you throw a bunch of those things together, but still, it could happen anywhere.
Yeah.
Even on a quarter-mile track, we've seen them get up pretty high, and that's the last thing you want.
Right.
So every year, my insurance guy comes down, and we walk the facility, look at the fences, the catch fences, the safety cables, and all that. So we do whatever the insurance wants us to, or anything that we see that could be a potential hazard.
Right.
We keep up on and fix. And even at the World of Outlaw race, we had one of those sprint cars get into our
fence,
turn
right.
4
Yeah.
wall, and we have a good fence, good safety cables, and all that, and it was able to contain the car and keep it on the track, where you want it.
It wasn't last year that Ricky Childers Jr. himself got loose in one of in a sport mod and took out. Did he take out Tom Mox?
He took out a couple billboards and stuff right there on the back straight.
He got pretty high, probably the highest we've ever seen a full fendered car get.
Yeah.
And he hit through the billboards, hit one of the light poles and all that. So
Yeah.
it can happen in any division, and like I said, that's why we keep a good eye on it weekly. We're walking around looking, checking on those type of things, and we're fortunate the racetrack, the speedway was built. We got some good stout poles for the catch fence and good cabling, and we keep it up to, if we see some bad areas, we take it out, replace it, and keep up on that because it's driver safety.
Absolutely. All right, we got more to cover. We got Scott here. He'll be here for another segment too. We're going to talk about what happened last weekend. Griffith, you didn't watch it, did you?
Thunder Valley. I watched it over the course of about 3 days. It took me that long to
It took you that long to
get
watch
through it.
it?
I watched it bits and pieces. And I will say the NHRA has had great crowds. I think the 4 or 5 races before this, not so much in Bristol, which is a great
track.
track. It's built right into the mountains, and it's just like it's a valley.
Yeah,
it's like
right.
racing down a tunnel.
And it's NASCAR wasn't running this last week, and the Xfinity Series was, but so got some great photos of the event and Sean Langdon winning in Top Fuel. What do you think's going on with NHRA right now? Is it back to?
It's pretty good competition. Really good crowds until Bristol, and it's a big place, so there's still a lot of people there. Father's Day weekend, that's a traditional race there. I'm not sure racing on Father's Day is a great thing. Definitely don't race on Mother's Day. But
Sean Langdon won Top Fuel. Tommy Johnson Jr. in funny car.
First win this year for Tommy Johnson Jr.
Yeah, they've seen a lot of parity again in that funny car.
And Ron
class.
Capps, who had won the last 2 races, went out in the semis.
Yeah, absolutely. And so NHRA is it maybe making a slight resurgence? Or
the ratings are up on Fox Sports 1 a lot, probably because instead of ESPN, you never knew it was when it was on.
Right.
It was always delayed if it was. And Fox Sports 1 is pretty much holding true to the starting times. They get in a little trouble once in a while. It follows a NASCAR race.
Yeah.
And if the NASCAR race is rain delayed, as it has happened 1 or 2 times, it kind of pushes the drag racing back. But you know where to find it. They're doing a pretty good job production-wise on the NHRA side as compared to the previous years, and so it certainly isn't hurting.
Yeah. You know what I find fascinating anymore is sometimes they'll show those modified races on dirt tracks like in Florida on MAV TV. When we get a Bakersfield Speedway on one of these deals? Huh?
Well, as soon as we get tied, hooked up with MAV TV and all that. Yeah. Lucas Oil Speedway and East Bay, they're tied in pretty good, so people are able to see some dirt late models, and they show some ACS races and stuff. So it's pretty cool.
But whenever I watch it, none of them are as like intimate or as cool as Bakersfield Speedway. I mean, they're like. There's like a swamp with an alligator like in there, I mean, it's just bizarre, And there's not the banking sometimes. I don't know, whatever. It's fine. We'll get there at some point. What else we got here? Kevin Harvick still somehow first in the Sprint Cup standings.
Yeah, first in the regular season standings. He'd be about 3rd or 4th, I think, in the chase standings because you go by wins.
Right.
So he's got his wins. He's in the chase. He's close every race. He's fine.
Casey Mears has not had a kind of a good midseason so far. He started out pretty good, and then he's had some issues, but he's 28th in the standings.
A variety of issues for him, whether it's some car problems. I think the last race he had mechanical problems and had to head to the pits.
Yeah. And Ryan Reed just seems stuck. I think this is the same slide I have every week. He's like always 11th.
11th at Iowa. He was actually running up there in the top 5 for a while. I saw bits and pieces of that. I know he was up there, and I don't know what happened, and he fell back. But he was actually up there in the top 5 running pretty good for a while, and I think you had your 3
he's
Cup drivers up there toward the top.
Sam Hornish Jr. was the winner. Ty Dillon and Brad Keselowski finishing.
Sam Hornish, who hasn't been in a car for basically almost a year.
Yeah, been a long time for that guy.
Yeah.
But he likes Iowa. That was a perfect fill-in for him, and he dominated that race.
Daniel Suarez, Alex Bauman, Elliott Sadler. I mean, those are the guys that were in that.
I think if you looked, I think the finish, and I'm not sure, but I think the Roush guys were 9th, 10th, and 11th.
Yeah.
So that was great.
9th, I think 9th and 11th. So
9th
there
and
you
11th,
go.
and there's another one as well.
All right. Anything else going on in the world of motorsports? You had some notes that you wanted to get to?
I don't know. Notes. There was a Formula One race.
What was his note
weekend.
that
We got the a couple the West Coast Hall of Fame inductees. Induction takes place Thursday. It kind of almost got away from me. Up in Sonoma, Sears Point, Sonoma. That shows my age. But anyway, Mike Duncan from Bakersfield, who ran a long time in the NASCAR Winston West.
Yeah.
What we call the NASCAR West Series, is being inducted, as well as Jim Thurkettle, who's out of Selmar, but was a regular at Mason Moran for decades, and was always the joke on Saturday nights was break out the standard headline, Thurkettle wins.
Nice. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more. We're going to talk about what happened last weekend at Bakersfield Speedway. It was a rare weekend when I wasn't around and Griffith wasn't around, so we're going to get the official word from this guy right here, Scott Schweitzer, about what happened. Great racing all weekend long. We'll be right back after these messages.